All right, everyone, welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Only got about 9 or 10 left to get to 4,000. See if we can get there by the end of this video. Anyways, let's get into it today. So we're about to step into Google, Tesla earnings. We'll also have Texas Instruments as well. So we got a couple of earnings here on deck. And I should be able to take you into most of that. I think Google reports right at 4. And then we also got Visa too. And then we've got, I think Tesla's like 410 or so. So I'm trying to do all of those here. But either way here, markets today, kind of up until the last few minutes here, really just a bit of an, I wouldn't say a complete nothing burger, but, you know, we opened flat. We had a little rally, pulled back, minor higher low, Q's slight lower low, little liquidity grab, good bid up there. And we went right to where I've been telling you guys about here. And that is the 55.85 area. So I've been talking about that for like 2 days now. Actually, really since last week, as I said, this is a level if we reclaim. And we went right there, and we got a picture perfect tag and rejection. So bears are, so there's a couple of things here. Obviously, the analysis will change a little bit as we do this here with Google coming out. But at face value, bears are doing everything they need to do here. You wanted the rejection there at the 50% fib, right? You got that. And then this chart looks a little weird because I got the after hours on, but there, 50% fib, 55.85 breakdown area. That was a level I've had pegged for a couple days, really into last week. And to be fair, they are rejecting, but there's a couple of things that I'm seeing that I just don't really, I'm not willing to give it to the bears just yet. A couple of things like IWM, very strong intraday. We are pulling back right now. You're seeing some obvious hedges go on ahead of Google and there's the bell, Google and Tesla. But this is really strong here, up another 1% on the day. It was up about 1.5 again intraday before coming back in off the highs. Small caps, right, is risk on. It's a sign of risk on or risk off, and they're bidding up big time. They're outperforming the market. It's going to be hard to get bearish when I see that. It's also really hard to get too bearish when I see 29 million shares on the spiders at 4 o'clock with the market down, finishing down just 87 basis points. The bears have every reason to sell this market, right? We've had presidential uncertainty. We've had a president that, was like rumored to be dead by some people over the last 24 hours. Him changing out at the last minute, right? We're getting into election time, like crunch time here, and they're switching in candidates. We had Yemen getting bombed over the weekend. Escalations, we had yields ripping higher yesterday. Lots of stuff going on, lots of reasons. We had post-OPEX flows, right? Volatility being unpinned here, post-expiration. So we had lots of reasons here for the market to sell, and we're not seeing heavy volume. Now you might say, well, they're just waiting on Tesla, Google. Let's take a look here, by the way. So I'm sure that's out. Maybe, maybe not. So we'll see. Let's take a look at Tesla. I think they report a little bit later. TXN, looks like TXN may be out. That's getting a bid right now. So NQ inching up right now. But my point is, face value, just forget about this. If you're bears, like, you should reject that level hard, really hard intraday. Forget about earnings, right? If bears are strong, that level should get hit. And it shouldn't take 2 hours, right, from here to here to make a new low of the day. And we didn't even follow through until the end of the day, when I think, we're probably seeing some last minute hedges go in. But it should be like a swift rejection, bear flag at 50, and then take it all the way down to 20. You shouldn't. Why are you dancing around, right? You have all the wind at your back. So you have every reason to sell from a macro standpoint, and the flows are finally conducive for a sell-off, and we're not seeing it. That doesn't mean we can't see some right now. It doesn't mean Microsoft. It doesn't mean Google and Tesla can't drop the ball here. Google is bidding up, but I'm not seeing, the Russell 2000 is so strong. I'm just not seeing it right now. And I'm not saying this just to be, a perma bull or anything. It's funny that, it wasn't long ago people called me a perma bear. But, if I saw the things that I need to see, I would certainly tell you. I would not just, saying this stuff for no reason. I'm not even really positioned bull that much at this point. But right now I'm favoring neutral to upside as long as I'm seeing this stuff here. Google up, down, all around here. There is GEX at 190. I think 190, 195, and then 170 for Google. Just in case you're wondering, for Tesla, it's 220 and 265. So those are the levels that are kind of like expected move priced in. I don't know about TXN, but TXN getting a bid. Let's look at the SMH. Getting a little pop after hours. It's not a huge component, but it is a big company. So TXN helping out. See the NQ. NQ's all over the map right now. And now Google dipping here. So TXN kind of offsetting, looks like. And Tesla not out. So we'll take a look at this in a few more minutes here. But overall, again, I'm just, face value. Yeah, that's what you wanted to see. You wanted to see a rejection right there, right where I told you. And we saw it. But again, I just don't see the volume. And the rotation into small caps is very strong. So that's not a bad sign, really, any way you look at it. Additionally, I didn't talk about this yesterday. I slipped my mind, but there is a trend line I'm watching on the ES. We gotta adjust that. There we go. Right there. We did hit that, obviously, yesterday, and we got to bounce off of that. So we'll see what price does here. Google continuing to bounce around, now back up to flat. TXN up about $10, and Tesla not out. I think so. Tesla should be out around 410, I think. And NQ holding up right now. So we'll see what we get. My guess, though, is that my analysis, not my guess, is as long as we're above 55.20 or so, I think the market's in decent shape for continued bounce. Obviously, you don't want to break 55, and then the big level of trouble is around 55.75, maybe 55.60 or 50. But market's still getting a relief bid here. It is definitely more corrective in nature as far as the price action, right? We're not seeing, and I know I apologize for the after hours look here, but I know it's a little messy, but we're not seeing come on, give me this. We're not seeing a V shape up, boom, and then like that, right? It's definitely not that type of a bounce, but we also saw a similar price action back in April where it just chopped around and then it just broke out. So again, I think it's going to come down to time here, and bears, you've got to damage this chart, and you're running out of it faster than than you think. Tomorrow, IBM, not a huge company. Ford, Chipotle, AT&T, and then I believe next week we got the big tech names. Well, right now, TXN, Alphabet. Let's take a look at Visa. Big company. It looks like Visa up a little bit. I'm not sure if they're out or not, though. But TXN holding the gains, and Google is now back up. So NQ hanging in there. So we'll see how that goes. But again, bears got to do some damage here. You're off to a better start than you were this time, and this time. But you got it. Come on, what are you waiting for? You got all the macro you need. This is about as bearish as it can get, macro-wise. There's uncertainty everywhere. So we'll see. But yeah, above 20 and then obviously 55. Next big level, if bulls break up here, next big level is 56 to 56.05. And if they break above that, then things, you really start to get nervous as a bear. You start to sweat. Q's nicely positive after hours. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just going to keep looking at this. So, yeah, 483, that's a huge level for QQQ. That's been a Gex wall all day yesterday and today. I think if we continue attacking that with higher lows, we'll get through it. Then your next level from there is 485, 485.20. And then, 490 is the big level. But still kind of flirting with this trend line. We'll see what we get tomorrow. Again, conference call, stuff like that going on. We still got Tesla. I don't think they're out yet. And that could be the real wild card there. So we'll see what Elon does. Russell slightly positive after hours. That still has a ton of resistance up here, just FYI. But the configuration is still really bullish. So big level right there. I think I still have the level on the RTY. Yeah, 786, perfect hit, but it's holding up, and this can work off that overbought condition, which it's not really overbought, it's just on breakout. So All right, diamond here, basically flat after hours, nothing terrible there. It did come back in. Support still at 400. SMH upticking after hours, obviously, with TXN still up about $8. So that looks okay for now. And again, I'm still favoring a bounce here in chips. I just don't think that they're really going to make new highs, honestly. But I'm still looking for a bounce here. Cloud software down in the after. Well, not really. It's flat. And it finished up today. So up 18 cents in a down tape. Not bad. Right? You could even make a case that we got another bull pattern here. So as long as we can, do that, we can work off that condition. I talked about this the other day, but a little overbought on the weekly. Had 5 straight up. But if this can consolidate beneath resistance, it can push through that. So IGV still holding up okay. Transports got hammered today. UPS was down big. I don't even like this till 120. Could it hold up here at 125? It's possible, but I like that level down there. There's also a fib if we go to the COVID low, believe it or not. Down at 114, 115, 786. And then you got the monthly 200 MA all the way down there at like 110. But it bounced off the lows today, but that did take down the transports. Granted, the transports weren't down a ton, and down 1.5 is it actually tried to rally back, and it didn't really sell until the rest of the market sold at the end of the day. It was actually trying to bounce back a little bit, but UPS obviously bringing that to the downside. All right, let's get over to rates here, and then we'll take a look at Tesla. It's about 409, so hopefully that should be getting ready. 2-year backed off, 5s, 10s, and 30s all. Again, kind of that, steepening here. So long end inching up. And again, that's why I think if they try to cut, this is going to be a real surprise to that long end here. So I'm not really a big fan of bonds, even if the Fed is going to cut. Maybe on the short end, I guess, I suppose it makes sense, but I don't think the long end's in a very good position here. I think the yields are, but not the note. 30 years still got 4.6 area. 10's got 4.33, but if it breaks out of this range, this nothing really stopping it from going to 4.6, 4.8, and then maybe 5% by year end. I know that sounds crazy, but I've been pretty accurate in my yield calls lately. So, but 2-year backing off here. The Fed technically has room to cut, but I don't think they can cut a ton, because let's say you cut 50 basis points. Okay, Fed funds is at 4.8 now. It's only 30 basis points away from the 2-year. So these big, massive cuts that everybody's got priced in, I'm not so sure about that. I think they could do a mercy cut maybe. All right, XHB still bull flagging, no problems with that. VNQ still bull flagging, no problems there. So it just needs to work off those conditions. It'll take a little bit more time. XLF up 8 cents. Big bear market here, right? KRE new 52-week highs. So where's the bears? I'm not saying this stuff just to be like blindly bullish, but if things are so bearish, the regional banks should be down. It's not hard. It's not much to ask for the KRE to be down. And it was up 1.56, new 52-week high. KBE, new 52-week high. Finally tagged this trend line. We'll see if that does offer some resistance. 1, 2, 3 bar surge on the weekly. So it might just do that. But again, just the fact that it's outperforming is not a bad sign. Broker dealers holding up well, flat to positive on the day. Let's take a look at Tesla here. Their earnings are out 240, so down a few points there. It is bouncing. It is bouncing. Let's take a look at NQ. NQ is holding up. Google, oh, so interesting. Google's actually lower now. The TXN holding up, Tesla down, and Google down. But NQ still inside, right? Still an inside candle. So nothing really terrible there for Google right now. Or for the market. ES holding up. So you just got your bear reaction on Google and Tesla, and where's the breakdown? See, this is why I'm saying, I don't trust these bears here. They need to see a lot more. They need to really, you have every excuse to break this down. I don't even know what the earnings are. I just know that the market's going down. I know that the market reaction is not good on these particular stocks. Visa's down too. So, Where's the bears? You should be able to slam this tape. There's no excuse at this point. So that doesn't mean they can't. It doesn't mean tomorrow we can't, gamma down to 5,500. But they got to start doing something here. You got to get damage done to this chart here soon. So where did we leave off? Let's just skip to crude. We talked about fins. I did day trade crude here and got a nice little, I think like 30 something cents out of it. We bounced out of this thing, and that was pretty simple. I talked about this yesterday and the day before, the 50% fib. It did hit it yesterday, or it hit it this morning. We got a nice little trade out of that. Not the greatest bounce though, so up move, and this is already kind of just soft. I could see it going down to the 618 tomorrow, and I might even try it there. But it did get a bounce here, and we'll leave it at that. Again, I don't like crude here just for quick trades and quick pops and drops. That's really all I'm doing with it at the moment. I don't like directionally trading it. XLE down 1.6. Still can have a higher low though. It has room. And XOP, same thing. So, but it's a little bit weaker. And then OIH managing to carve out a gain. So 10 cents up. Again, this is the strong one out of the bunch. It has a higher high and the higher lows to go with it. So oil service is still pretty strong. CCJ down 0.5% today. Nothing terrible there. URNM still weak, so just avoiding that for now. And then URNJ, that's below the weekly level. Be careful with that, but it is oversold daily. So I would say to favor a bounce here at this level here. A little tail candle there on the daily too. Nat gas attempting to bounce here today or yesterday. No follow through yet, but it's not broken. We did close above this level and a little pause day here. So I'd say that this can probably still firm up if it wants to. U contract down 2.5. It's still okay. That's still above the breakdown level. So the contango is in play a little bit. I think this rolls pretty soon too, doesn't it? I think it's probably like next Monday, or it might even be this week, but just be aware of that. A little bit of contango, not a ton there in these contracts. But I haven't done anything with Natty lately. Dollar index fractionally higher, up 14 cents. Again, nothing has changed on that. Still fine on the weekly. Gold holding up all right, up 0.5%, and above all the moving averages. So no problems there. GDX flat. Silver holding 29. So that may be getting ready for a short-term bounce. I still kind of favoring, a test down of 28. SIL fractionally lower, nothing wrong with that though. Platinum here on the weaker side too, still holding that 200 moving average, and then palladium here with a good bounce. So it has a chance, believe it or not, for a third higher low if it wants to hold this, but again, it's very fractional at this point. Copper definitely started to get interesting. So we did cut through 420 to 425. I talked about this level. That was kind of level 1. I have not touched it. It is holding right now. It's definitely tempting. I'm watching this for a buy signal. It could go a little bit lower. I think if you get a slice of that 200 MA though, it's kind of a no-brainer, especially if it does it like tomorrow. But we'll see what we get here. It is a little daily chart oversold, but it is a commodity, and that's what they tend to do. So just be aware of that. But it is definitely getting intriguing down here, at least for a short-term bounce of some sort. So copper pulling in. And but it is into some attractive levels down here. Bitcoin backing off just a little bit. We talked about the trend line yesterday. It hit it, and it is backing off, doing what it's supposed to. So again, no problems. It's had a nice rally, and it needs to digest those gains. But watch the lower high. Again, the weekly or the monthly, I'm still in favor of a lot more consolidation, but it's no real issues here. ETF is trading now, ETHA. So that is day 1 open now. And right now, the ETH, that's a daily bullish inside bar. I like ETH right now better than Bitcoin here for an advance. That's a really good pattern here. Tight, upright, bull flag, right beneath resistance. Yeah, that might have to do a little bit more of that, but that can break up, towards 38 if that wants to. So maybe a little bit of hype here coming in with the ETF. Maybe that's what gets it through. Again, these things can be sell the news. Just be aware, but I think ETH looks okay here. Bitcoin just backing off where it's supposed to, so nothing really wrong. All right, let's take a look here. Tesla 235 now. So inching lower. There is GEX, I know, at 230, 240, and 220. It's basically in the 10-point area. Let's take a look at Google again. That's fine. TXN still holding up, and Visa weak. And NQ doesn't even care. So, I mean, yeah, like, so again, I'm not trying to be obnoxious here, but where's the bears? I guess that should be the title of the video. We'll see. All right, well, tomorrow, again, we'll watch these levels. Again, 20, 55.20 is a big level on the downside if we were to even get down there. 50, obviously, that held today. That's still been a point of control. Above 85, we're going to 600 even, or whatever, 5,600 even, to 5605. That's the big level there. And all this inside of that is just noise. So we'll see. But again, for bears, you want to start damaging this. You got to see breakdowns. You got to see weakness. You got to see volume too. And like, you need to see this thing come down. This has a big outside move down if you're gonna have a good case here to stand on. But volume's still pretty light here. And when you pull back on light volume and digest, up moves on light volume. It's not bad. It's not bearish. So just be aware of that. Still in the window of weakness. Bears still have a good chance, but you got to start getting to work here. Sooner rather than later, like I said. So anyways, guys, going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all tomorrow.